You probably spend a lot more time sleeping than you realize. In fact, you spend 1/3 of your life unconscious.
And that's usually your favorite part.
So why do we like sleeping so much?
Because, obviously, we feel like garbage without it.
Right, but there's more than that. The effects of sleep deprivation include poor concentration and memory, mood changes, weight gain, and an increased risk of diabetes and heart trouble, among some other things that humans generally wouldn't enjoy.
During sleep, our bodies restore themselves, taking the time to grow muscle, repair tissue, and synthesize hormones. Additionally, our brain continues to process and store information we learned throughout the day, which is why we tend to have improved memory after a long nap. Sleep is so important that we can build up a sort of sleep debt if we don't get enough. Let's say I've only slept 5 hours per night for the past week, something that happens more than I care to admit. Because I've racked up sleep debt, I'll likely sleep for 10 to 12 hours for the next few nights, instead of the usual 8.
So why can't we just take scattered naps throughout the day, all adding up to 8 hours of sleep? Well, we need REM sleep too, which stands for rapid eye movement. Some might call REM sleep dream sleep because, well, it's when we have dreams. The first period of REM sleep usually comes just before 2 hours after we fall asleep. Throughout a standard 8-hour period of sleep, one enters REM 4 times for about a total of 100 minutes, with the majority of that coming in the second half of one sleep period. If someone gets a normal 8 hours of sleep each night but wakes up before entering REM sleep, they'll still feel fatigued. Lack of REM sleep is also linked to health conditions such as migraines, and studies have shown that lack of REM sleep severely impairs our ability to learn. Our body knows we need REM sleep, and the longer we go without it, the faster our body will enter REM sleep next time we go to bed.
But there's more to our sleep than just REM. In fact, there are 4 other stages we go through before entering it, and they're all associated with certain brain waves. When we're awake, we produce beta waves, the fastest of the brain waves. As we fall into progressively deeper sleep, our brain waves get slower. Stage 1 is the light, restless sleep that occurs as we fall asleep and immediately after. It's very easy to be woken up in this stage, which is usually when you find yourself jumping back awake from something small. Stage 1 consists of beta and alpha brain waves. Stage 2 is when the brain further slows down, consisting of alpha waves and transitioning to theta waves. This usually happens about 15 to 20 minutes after you fall asleep. In this stage, you can be easily awoken, but that doesn't mean the stage is shallow. In stage 2, our bodies process memories and emotions, and our metabolism regulates itself. Our heart and breathing rates also decline. Stages 3 and 4 are similar. This is very deep sleep, as the brain produces theta and delta waves, which are the slowest of the brain waves. People may experience night terrors and sleepwalking during these stages. Those woken up from stages 3 and 4 will likely feel disoriented for a little while, and probably rather angry at whatever woke them up. As we sleep, we begin in stage 1, obviously, and progress through the stages to stage 4. After stage 4, we go back to stage 1, and then into REM sleep. From there, we move back to stage 4, and so on. Look at the on-screen graph to better understand how this works. As the night progresses, we spend less time in deep sleep and more time in REM. In fact, stages 3 and 4 eventually disappear completely over the course of a normal night.
But that's not all that goes into sleep either. Our body has circadian rhythms that also play a big part in getting good sleep as well. Your body's biological clock controls most of the circadian rhythms. This clock is located in a region of the brain called the hypothalamus. As a response to light, the brain's pineal gland stops producing melatonin, something that can cause the feeling of drowsiness. However, the less light there is, the more melatonin is produced, which is why we feel drowsier at night. It's also why most sleep meds contain melatonin, or something that ups the production of it. The change in melatonin mirrors circadian rhythms, as usually your circadian rhythm says you should sleep at night and be awake in the day. This is why it's important not to mess with it, even though most of us probably do all the time. So, yeah, that's what goes on when you sleep and why we need it. It might be a lot more complicated than you thought. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna go take a nap now.